In this video, I'm going to show you all the projects that we are going to develop in this course. Each of these projects already has a video where you can see all the functionality for that specific project. They are enabled so you can watch for free. So once you finish watching this video, I recommend that you continue watching the other videos. So one of the projects is this perfect cocktail. You can see we can search cocktails by name. So for example, you can add tequila right here and make a search for cocktails. And this is going to display an image, the cocktail name, the instructions how to prepare this, and also the ingredients. One of the really nice features about this project is that if you click on this button that says plus sign, this is going to add this into the favorites. And also if you click it, this is going to remove the recipe from favorites. So let's click here and let's open my favorites. And you can see we have two items into favorites. From here you can view the recipe or the other one, or you can also remove this. So I'm gonna close this. And you can see we have all the other recipes. We're gonna consume a REST API. I'm gonna show you how to do something like this. If we make another search, we're gonna search for vodka. This is going to return other drinks that match this name. And again, you can click here and this is going to add this into the favorites. So now we have three different items. You can also search by ingredients. So for example, if you make a search here for vodka again, this is going to retrieve all the drinks that have vodka as an ingredient. And you can click here and this is going to display the recipe. Or click here and this is going to retrieve this specific recipe. I'm going to show you how to do everything. And again, you can click here and this is going to save this into favorites. So you can click here and you will have that recipe into your favorites. So you can prepare this or save this for later. And here on the top, you can also make a search by category. You can select by the category, or you can also filter by alcoholic or non-alcoholic drinks. So let's review another project. This one is the weekly budget app. So for example, you define a budget for the week, 500. And then for example, you start adding expenses. So let's add transportation and let's add 150. Click here on add and you can see we have the list of expenses. And also we have the budget. And the remaining budget is going to be print also. If you continue adding more expenses, let's say that you add food and then you add, for example, 120 in the amount, click here on add. You can see we have added right here. And then the form is going to be reset and you can see that the remaining budget, the color was green, now is in the color yellow. This means that we have spent at least 50% of the budget. So let's say that you continue adding more. Let's say that we have some other expenses and we add 100 right here and we're gonna add the expense. You can see that we have left 130. Let's continue adding more. Let's add a book. And let's say that we spend 50 on a book. Click here on add. And now you can see remaining budget now is in the color red. This means that we already have spent 75% of the weekly budget. So let's review another project. You can see here we have this shopping cart. Here we have already some items in the shopping cart. I'm gonna remove this and reload. And you can see we get rid of this. So we're going to have this online courses project. And you can click here and add some items into the shopping cart. And they are going to be right here. These are going to be saved into the local storage. If the user comes back 3 days later, the items are going to be saved into the local storage. From here, the visitor can remove the items from the storage and also from the cart, or they can clear the cart contents. A really nice project where you are going to learn DOM scripting and also local storage. So let's review another project. You can see we have this name generator. We are going to develop this project. There are some persons, for example, that are expecting a baby and they are looking for a name. So for example, you can create the name by the country. So for example, let's say that the person wants to name his baby, for example, with a name from France. And also they can filter if they are expecting a baby boy or a baby girl, for example. Let's select female right here. And then you can select the amount of names that you want to see. So for example, let's say 50. Then we click here on generate, and this is going to generate a list of names from France that are names for female, and it's going to print 15. And let's say that you want to change, for example, to Colombia. Click here on generate, and this is going to generate other 15 names from Colombia for female that they can use to name his baby. So let's see another project. This is going to be a local storage. So for example, we have a tweet. Let's say that we have something like learning JavaScript. And then you're going to have this button that says save tweet. You can see we have tweet added. Click here on OK. And this is going to be saved into the local storage. So this is going to be another project where we are going to practice DOM scripting, these form submissions, and also local storage. So we can add another one. This course is 100% JavaScript without frameworks. And click here on save tweet. You can see we have tweet added. Click here on OK. And now you can see we have 2 items. If you reload these tweets will continue being visible because they are saved into the local storage. If you want to remove one of these, you can click here on this X, and this is going to remove the tweet from the local storage. So let's review another project. You can see we have car insurance quote online. So for example, you can select here from 3 different makes. We have American, Asian, and European. So let's select American, and then we can select the year of the car. So for example, 2080, and then you can select the level of protection, basic or complete. So we're going to select basic. Click here on get quote, and this is going to simulate that we are doing some calculations, and then we're going to print a summary. You can see we have make, we have year, basic, and the total. So based on the input in the form by the user, this value, the total, is going to change. So for example, if you change to complete, get quote, and this is going to print a different value because we have the complete level of protection. And also this total is calculated by the year. So for example, if you add 2000 right here and you click here on get quote, the price is going to be lower. And also the make, for example, Asian is going to be cheaper. So you can see we have a lower value. And finally, the European is going to be the most expensive insurance. So let's click here on get quote, and you can see the price is higher. So this project is going to calculate these prices based on the make, the year, and also the level of protection. We are going to write this algorithm in this course. So let's review another project. This is going to be events in your city. We're going to use the Eventbrite API, and we're going to display some events that are happening in our city, or we can also make the search by name. So let's say that you are traveling to Los Angeles, for example, Los Angeles, and then you want to assist to an event, and you can filter also by category. So for example, we have music. You can click here on music and then click on search, and this is going to display the events that are related to music in Los Angeles. So it's going to be like this, and then you can go back, for example, and make a search, for example, food and drinks search, and this is going to clean the previous result, and it's going to print the new results. So you can see now we have different results that are matched in the food and drink category. You can also, for example, make a search for business professional, and this is going to be the results. So a really nice project. We're going to use the Eventbrite API. I'm going to show you how to do everything. So let's review another project. This is going to be an image simulator. So here on the first field, if you leave this empty, you can see we have this red line. So we're going to validate the input fields from this form. In order to pass this validation, you have to provide a valid email address. Something like this will work. You can see now this is green. Then in the subject, you need to add something like hello. We're going to have this button that is going to reset the email. So you can click here, and this is going to remove everything. So we can start again. Mail.com, hello. And once we are in the message and you add something, you can see that the send button is going to be enabled. From here we can send the email, and of course this is going to simulate that we are sending something. So we're going to click here on send. You can see we have this GIF. It's going to load. And then we're going to have this GIF that is telling us that the email was delivered. And then the form is going to be reset. Another really nice project where you are going to learn DOM scripting and also how to validate input fields. Finally, this is going to be another project, a cryptocurrency rates calculator. In this project, we can get the price of 100 cryptocurrencies. So let's say, for example, you want to check in United States dollars the value of Bitcoin. Get valuation, and this is going to load, and it's going to retrieve the current value of the Bitcoin in United States dollars. You can see we're going to print the result right here, the price. And then we're going to have some other information, some useful information. For example, in the last hour, the value has increased 1.65% in the last day and in the last 7 days. And if we want to change, for example, to euro, get valuation, this is going to make another calculation and it's going to return the current value. We're going to use a REST API that is going to print real-time values. So these are the projects for this course. You can also view the projects individually. I have enabled those videos. In those videos, I'm going to show you the projects in greater detail. So for me, the best way to learn is building projects, and you can see we're going to build all of these. So hopefully this sounds interesting, and see you in the course.